3, 2, and 1.
Thought the camera was in focus, but the whole thing's blurry. Fudge my lord.
Yo, what's going on here? It's Brandon. A lot of people ask me for a house tour, so I thought I'd do kind of like an MTV Cribs special. It's got 62 doors. I don't know, I'm just doing like weird introductions. But what's going on, guys? My name is Peacesetter Brandon. You guys notice that I am actually outside, despite that little cheesy introduction, not like behind my computer at my room. And there's a very good reason for that. It's nice outside. I went outside before, backyard, before I wanted to start working, and I was like, wow, it's actually really, really nice out here. So I figured I'd film the vlog out here. And it's not going to be a very exciting vlog. I'm not going to like travel and stuff like that. That's not what I mean by vlog. What I mean by vlog is a thank you video. Sure, you guys can kind of guess by the title about what I want to talk about. But yesterday, so I've had kind of like this, I guess, I've been looking forward to this day for a little bit here because I knew it was coming around. I just didn't really know when. And I kind of lost track of it for a couple weeks too. And I was really like, I didn't know like when it was going to happen. It happened yesterday, actually. And that was the channel that you guys are watching this on right now just hit 100 million views in total. If you go to my analytics or whatever, or you go to my like profile page and stuff, you'll actually see we surpassed 100 million total views across the entire channel yesterday. And that kind of took me as a little bit of a surprise. I have been tracking it for a while. I think I mentioned sometime like back maybe a month and a half ago over Twitter, like, hey, I might be able to hit this before my birthday, which is March 14th, those that don't know. So like about less than a month away. Gonna be nice. That's really weird. But we hit it, and I wasn't even like, it was funny because I was sitting at my computer. I was sitting at my computer desk or whatever, and it just popped into my head randomly. I'm like, oh yeah, I wonder how close I'm getting to that thing. And I checked, and I was just 100K over 100 million. And my heart, like, is the term like heart dropping is that like a good thing? Because I always, whenever I hear like heart drop, I assume it's like something bad. But yeah, we hit 100 million views yesterday. And I thought I would do kind of like a little like outside of the computer station, outside my workspace, my science lab, whatever you want to call it, and just like talk to you guys in person, I suppose. Kind of not in person, but I feel like I feel like being outdoors is a bit more personal and a bit more real, like stepping away from like, Pete, and just talking about like me and you guys and my thanks and everything. So apart from like the cheesy introductions and stuff like that, I'm flabbergasted. Really, this is gonna be a sappy video. I'm warning you of that right now. I'll try not to make it too long, but I don't really know what to say aside from thank you guys. I've had a lot as a YouTuber. You hit a lot of milestones, whether they be small or large. You hit a lot of milestones when you're growing your channel, especially at the size that I'm at. I've hit quite a few. The first milestone I had was making my first video. When I made my first video, I already had like 120 subs or something like that. So I technically already reached my first milestone before making a video. And after I reached my first video, or made my first video, I hit 1,000, which was this astronomical number at the time. So that was my first milestone that I hit. And then I hit, I'm sure there were like other view ones, but I hit 10K, and then 50K, and then 100K, and then 500K, which was huge. And now we're somewhere around like 630, around that. Would have been a bit higher, but I think YouTube had a purge a couple days ago some subs, so we lost some dead accounts, so whatever. But all I'm trying to say is like I've hit a lot of milestones in my channel, whether it be from sub count to view count to I think that's about it. I've hit a lot, but I think, in fact, I know actually that this milestone of 100 million views in total is the biggest by far. Because like you have subscriber counts, right? Like that's a huge thing. Like I'm arguing right now which is more, 630K subs or 100 million views, and I would have to weigh a bit more toward the views. I'm not saying I don't love you guys, but it's insane because that's actually a milestone that you work toward. I'm not saying that you don't work towards subscribers, but you can't control your subscription. You know what I mean? Like, you can't control who comes to your channel and how many subs that you get. For example, I've been doing a lot of solo content that's been getting a pretty decent amount of views, and you guys have been loving them, but doesn't generate the most subs. Meanwhile, I could go film with someone else or whatever, bring in a lot of subs, but that doesn't change what I'm doing with my job and stuff like that. Now, you might be able to argue that filming with other people gets more views, whatever you may say, but it's just cool to think, because 100 million is 100 million genuine clicks on the content that I've been creating. I've been doing this for nearly 4 years. Nearly 4 years. April 20th, I think, was the day that I uploaded my first video of 2012. So in less than, I don't know the date of today, but I think just a little bit less than 2 months from now, I'll be doing this for 4 years. I've been doing it seriously for, I want to say, around maybe 2 years, maybe a little bit less, uploading daily, every single day, multiple videos, series consistencies. And it's crazy to hit that number of views. Like, that's, to put that into perspective for you guys, what 100 million views is, think of it like this. That is 1,000 videos that have all hit 100,000 views. That's a pretty, that's a pretty insane, that's huge. That's massive. That's crazy. And I don't know how to describe it. When I started YouTube, I've told the story a million times over again, but it's never going to escape my head. When I started YouTube, I remember telling my closest friend, the guy who was around since I literally started my channel, who I always talked to about starting my channel up to. Like, him and I, this is back in 9th grade, him and I always had, he even wanted to be a YouTuber too, or he had aspirations of it as well. He went a different route in his, what he wants to do right now. He's working on some other stuff, so that's fine. But, we both had the ideas of becoming a YouTuber and stuff like that. And I remember when I first started, and I had I remember when I got 25 likes on my video, and I was freaking out. I know, I was freaking out to him, yo, I got 25 likes and I got 250 views on this video. And I was flipping to him in the middle, between classes in school and stuff like that. And I remember telling him in my distinct words, on multiple occasions, if I ever hit 1,000 subs, I will freak out around the entire school. Did I do that? Not really, but it's just I have to remind myself of that every time I hit a milestone like this, because you could kind of consider that a childhood dream. Is 4 years ago really, I'm 18 right now, nearly 19. Is 4 years ago for my age technically considered a childhood dream? Because I don't know if they can be considered the same things, but being a YouTuber was a dream of mine. I had seen, I always used to watch YouTube videos, and I just remember telling him all the often, just being yo, dude, I really want to do this thing. And when I started doing YouTube, I was getting a viewer base and a following, and it was the greatest thing ever. I was always I'm not going to get into the sympathy thing, so don't worry. I'm not going to bullshit anyone around right now. But, I was a kid that never really had many friends. I never really went out to hang out with many people. That's not really me. I've had a few close friends in my life. Gavin being one of them, the guy that I'm talking about right now. I've had a few very close friends, but I've never had a large friend group that made me very social. I've always been kind of a very antisocial person. So I would always I was always go on the internet when I got home or whatever, and go on YouTube and watch videos just to make me happy. A lot of people mention to me or whatever that they do with my videos. I know what it feels like, sort of, I guess, in different perspectives, but I used to go home from school or whatever and watch YouTube videos. I used to watch mainly COD, because that's what was popular back at the time, X-Shot Syndicate. What are some other people? Only Use Me Blade, Sandy Ravage. Those kind of people. Those are the people that I would look up to, and I would look at these numbers that they were getting. Well, not really, but I would just see the followings that they had, and I'd be like, damn, that's. I wouldn't really think about it much, but it was just it was insane what they had, and it's surreal to think that I have that now. It really hits you, especially. I'm going to talk really real for a second. There's a lot of people that I watched when I was just watching YouTube, and I used to think there were huge YouTubers back in the time. And back in the time, they probably were. There's a lot more people now, so a lot more people have higher sub counts, but It's just weird, like now, realizing that I have an even larger following than some of the people that I grew up on this platform watching. And that's like, that's insane. That I think is the heaviest thing, is realizing that, you know, looking back 4 years ago, this is what I dreamed of. And the reason I'm making this video and telling you guys this is because 100 million views is a huge thing to me. It shows that I've been putting in hard work, and I know I have. I've been straining myself, well, not straining, but I've just been pushing not pushing, I've been just investing, there you go, that's the word, investing myself every day, every single day this is my life, you know, YouTube, me making these videos is my life, you know, for the most part. It's what I want to do until YouTube dies, until my channel dies, until whatever it may be. It's what I want to do for the longest time. It's what I wanted to do for years. And I'm so blessed. And I'm so thankful. I know it's kind of hard, really, for YouTubers to kind of get across. Why are you snoring? What are you doing? Why are you sleeping? For YouTubers to get across what they really mean in a thank you video, and it's physically impossible for me to tell you guys what this does to me, because not only has YouTube changed, you know, what I want to do in life, it's also changed me as a person. Before YouTube, I wasn't very outgoing, and I'm still kind of not, but I wasn't like I didn't have my own personality. I didn't have like my own character traits, but now through YouTube, I've become a lot more like open about my personality. You guys can see I'm a lot more goofy than I was. Like, look back 4 years ago. This is the weirdest thing. You look back at like my first video, it's monotone as hell. That's how I was in real life. I know it's really cringy. That was me in 9th grade. Like, that's high school. And ugh, it was really bad. But now I'm a lot more open about my personality. I'm a lot more understanding and not trying to be something that I'm not. I understand who I am. I've learned a lot of, when you're on the internet, especially with a large following, you learn a lot of self-constraint about things you should say and things you shouldn't say, how to be respectful of one's opinions and other stuff like that. And that's another thing that I've been taught is, you know, how to respect people. And just like, there's a lot of life lessons that I've learned through YouTube at a very relatively early age, I would say. And I guess, like I said, the reason that I'm saying all this right now in front of a camera is just to say thank you guys so much. I'm not going to make it like, you know, I've said thank you guys a ton, and I do mean it. You know, every time I say, hope you guys enjoy the video at the end of my videos, of course, I can't fit all of my, you know, gratitude into like 5-second outros. Otherwise, all the outros of my videos would be like 5 minutes long, and they'd be exactly like this. But I just want you guys to understand that I don't take any of this for granted. I don't. I know it's a lot of people get the impression that when YouTubers grow larger, like for me, I've gotten comments, you know, saying like, I miss when Pete was smaller. You know, I miss when he was a bit more genuine. I wish when he, you know, I've never really been called a sellout since I don't sell out very often. Even though personally, I don't think promoting on your YouTube channel is a bad thing, like advertising and sponsors and all that. I don't care about that, honestly. Any YouTuber can go do that, that's fine. I mean, it's our jobs, you kind of have to. But I mean, I get a lot of comments or whatever, you know, saying, you know, I wish Pete was, you know, small or stuff like that, and he's not a bit genuine. And I get a lot of people messaging me like, you know, you used to be, I don't know. I just get people or whatever saying, you know, like, I wish you would respond to all of us and stuff like that like you used to. And I still do. But it's a bit harder now to be genuine with this large following that I have. And especially when you're churning out, you know, these videos every single day, it's a little bit more difficult to put out specifically unique content that are a bit more personalized. And I still try to, and I still think I do. I think my content's pretty unique to myself. But it's still a bit harder to do that sort of thing. So I want to remind you guys, above all, that I am so blessed to be in this position where, you know, I hit this milestone, I can still keep going from there and keep entertaining you guys with videos, because this is, like I said, it's my life. I'm so glad I have a good backup, you know, following from you guys, and just such a great community with myself, my girlfriend, the people that I record with, the guys who view that have been around for a long time. Even if you haven't been around for a long time, damn, that was some good money wars. Like, it's just like even small stuff like that, you know what I mean? Like that one comment, and I see like so many people telling me that, like, you know, away from YouTube, and it's just like, while sometimes it gets annoying, hearing that all the time, it reminds me like that's my community. You know, that's people that are there for me and supporting me in my job, and it's just so nice. So I just want to say thank you guys a ton. Not gonna string us along any farther, but it's crazy, and I only hope that I can keep making videos for a long time. I think I'm in a very good position where I can, but just to wrap it all up, I want to say thank you guys so much for this position that I'm in. I wouldn't be here without you guys. I would literally have not hit this milestone. Doesn't matter what I would have done. If you guys weren't all here, I would not have hit 100 million views. And that's just common sense, but it's kind of funny too. I actually made a video, a thank you video a while ago, saying thank you for 1 million views. Not 1 million subs, but if you actually Google on my channel, I did make a video for 1 million. And thinking about that now, later on, within the span of a few years, I have 100 times that is, you know, it's mental. So I want to say thank you guys for everything, really. I love this. I love my life, all thanks to you all. And it's just crazy. So I hope you guys can really see how genuine I am about this and how much I am thankful and not at all going to take advantage of any of this. I don't. It's insane. Nearly didn't get any sleep last night just thinking about everything and like people all over the world, that number, how long I've been doing this. Like it's mad, but I'm going to end this off before I ramble anymore. You guys understand what I'm trying to say. Hopefully you enjoyed the outdoors. I know I don't go outside very much. I'm pale as hell. I'm like a ghost out here, dude. I had to turn down the white balance just so you guys could even see me compared to the backdrop. But I love you all a ton. And got some other videos coming out today. It should be awesome. But yeah, take care, guys. No editing in this. Just a fun little time. Fun little time. I don't know what I'm saying. Thank you guys so much. And here's to a lot more, you know. Who's to say if this is the high point or who's to say if this is just the beginning? I have no idea, but you guys are amazing and I appreciate you all changing my life. I could say a lot more, but I'll end it off here. You guys can fill in the blanks. Take care, and I'll catch you all back next time. Ciao.
Yeah, beagle down there. Go Baxter. Baxter. He's a little tired pup. Baxter, come here, boy. Aw, hi, boy. Come here, boy. Yeah, I said good boy.